Alright, welcome, folks. Please excuse the outdated stats that you will be seeing during this stream. I haven't updated them after the game we played just a couple of hours ago, so these are still from before today, is the point. Alright, we're already loading into the reload, so I'm not going to put up the waiting screen again. We're going to start this game within the next minute or so. It's a very high tier matchup, as you could already tell from the waiting screen. This is going to be a great one. I can tell you guys that much. We've got some high tier players in this one. Finally, we're on the way here. About an hour late, but that's most of all my fault. So don't blame these players here. They did a great job waiting until we finally got this lobby rolling. And here we go. I just clicked the launch button. So we're going into this game, and I can tell you guys that much. It is an interesting map that you haven't seen quite this way in this tournament yet. Here we go. As you can see, I hope you can hear me fine. Maybe my voice is a bit quieter today for some reason. Let me know how the volume is. Anyhow, we're into the game. I hope you can see. Yep, you should be able to see here. And most of all, you're able to see that Team Antiquity leads this series with 2 wins to 1 right now. So if they win this one, this is the end of the series, and it also means first place in the group for Team Antiquity, and it means an automatic bye to the finals. Whereas Team Halu still want to give themselves a chance at that first place in group, so they are gonna need to win 2 games. They're gonna need to win all the games left in this group stage, is the point. Alright, interesting talk you can see in the chat here already. So that is going to be interesting. They're already talking about this Golden Age strategy that I've been talking about a lot over these last couple of streams, and also in the podcast with Rabdag the other day last week. So check that out in the chat if you will. Interesting. So these guys are already talking their strategy. We'll get to that in just a second, I guess. But there we go. The game's finally begun. I'm gonna disband my last remaining units. Looks like all good. Seems my setup is proper. And here we go. So what type of map do we have at hand? What is this beauty that we got? We got SDN, Kismic. Oh no, I'm already mixing the teams up. We've got SDN, Halu, and Reaver versus Kismic, Anti, and Elk. So that is yellow, orange, red, very beautiful color scheme, versus blue, green, and purple. Very fitting colors here together. That is pretty funny. But you can see the teams, right? This is a very weird map setup that, again, we haven't really seen that way before in this tourney. But it should still be fine, I believe. This is it's a pretty fun setup, I think. It is a bit of a narrower map, so well, it is spaced out, but all the pathways are pretty narrow, and especially for the Aztecs, I believe we've got the orange Aztecs going on right here. I think they're in a really nice spot. They're pretty much in range of all 3 enemies, I would say, so they can really get their job done here. Hopefully, that's what I'd imagine at least. So we'll see how that'll go for them. And he already stating that there's a lot of water around him, and he's even translating for elk. Good job there. What a dedicated captain. And SDN's in chat here. Blind pickups. Alright, we're already debating the draft in chat. I like to see that. But this is a super funny one. We've got 2 aggressives versus none. And that seems to become slowly but surely the trademark here of Team Halu. When Halu's drafting, aggressives really aren't gonna go to his team, it seems. The other day, if you guys remember, he won an incredible 0 versus 3 aggressive duel during my last day of streams there last Friday, I believe. Could be Saturday as well. Who knows? However, he really just yeah, he seems to not that concerned given aggressive's over. Let's see if it pays off for him once more. He's on the Aztecs here, I believe. There's a pretty nice map for him, as I already said, but all the aggro enemies also have that fresh water, so it's a pretty nice map for them as well. I just figured that maybe for the Mayans being in a corner like this between two enemies, more or less, that might be a little bit of a tough spot, whereas I believe the Romans are likely to do a bit better in that same scenario, especially because the Aztecs really and the Egyptians put on way more early pressure than the Celts and the Indians, at least as far as I'm concerned, as far as I would imagine, and I don't think any two enemies have spotted each other just yet. Um, I'm trying to figure out, but it doesn't look like it. However, Halu is getting close to some folks, it seems. Let me get my spies out. I failed 3 of them in the first turn, so that was one. That was one beautiful turn of RNG. Seems like it's gonna go better this time around at least. There we go, and need my last guy here. Reba also. Perfect. There we are. Looks like soon we might be getting our first contact between enemies here. But so far, Riva still not spotted by his enemies. And it looks like here, if Halu's got good eyes. Yeah, no, he's got a vision of this time, so he definitely knows that the Celts are there. And it's interesting, he might get spotted with this jack in a second here. But looks like no, so far just barely nobody spotting each other just yet, other than Halu up here, of course. And I want to see him move in there quite soon. I do believe, though, that before he's able to make that double move happen with the jack there, he might get spotted by this warrior. That might, however, work to his advantage. If he shows his southern jaguar first, then Anti might believe that that is the first one Halu sent out, and therefore not be able to respect the other one. There he goes. He moves in with the first one, so I believe Anti maybe doesn't quite think that this one is coming. He moves in now. Let's check. He gets another warrior out in cap. That is big for Anti. Halu doesn't go for the hit. He's playing this one slow, doing a good job there. And Anti also played this one nicely. He's already got the barracks there, and now with the veteran warriors a bit safer. Good choice not to open Granary here, of course, against the Aztecs. That would have been complete and utter suicide. So Halu, unlike with Red Deck the other day, doesn't get gifted a kill here. Uh, so he's gonna have to play this one a bit smarter there. Looks like, oh, why, what? I can't talk. Why is Egypt size once? Did he pop rush something? He must have, I assume. Over there also with the Indians and Romans must have been some contact established by now, although we missed it because we were focused on the action with Halu here. Now I want to see how Halu plays this. Does he full on commit Jaguar Warriors onto Anti? He's stopped making them now, so I believe what he's doing is getting the barracks now and then trying to stack up maybe with a couple of Jags, is what I'd assume. Iroquois warrior here too. There's no Iroquois, by the way, so I hope they make that clear to him. At least he's spotted them though, so that's valuable. And the Mayans still down there. Again, not sure if there really was any contact between them, as Halu seems to be preparing for a move, maybe trying to... Oh, he's blocking the wheat. That is a decent choice, however. His warrior might get cleared out there pretty soon, yeah. Egypt spotted by Elk now with the border expand, of course. Again, not sure they really saw each other yet. Didn't pay that close attention to all the action there. Good choice by Elk, though, to move on out with a bunch of warriors, and maybe he can bind a couple of jaguars at home there from Halu. Don't want to have him moving around however he pleases. I'm working next turn, but the Celts, that would be important for Anti to know where his res are at exactly. Celts declaring war. Wow, he gets a clean kill on that Jaguar warrior. No retreat even. Opens himself up a little bit now for the wraparound move. But Halu no GA yet, and he's also lost the crucial wheat tile, which is of course extremely beneficial here. No GA just yet, and Halu's about to get a visitor over here from the west as the Mayans start coming by. Interesting. Yeah, and he definitely gonna need con. His teammates supposed to get on over to him soon. Hopefully they'll gonna be able to make that work. The Mayans already with their warriors out, probably gonna be just fine in that regard. Even a Roman warrior coming on over here now. So Reba and Halu also with contact established. We've got Rome and India both with their second city this turn. And Rome declaring war on the Celts. Wow, it looks like Reba just straight up. Yeah, alright, it was a misclick, he says. Alright, RNG not going that great so far for Team Halu, although we barely had any combat, so it's not that big a worry. Finally, India spotted two. Again, nice two cities there for Rome. India also getting their city down this turn. Pretty decent setup here to start with. India gonna be able to generate a lot of gold here. They've got luxuries too. They want to work those tiles eventually, so they're really gonna be able to milk that land for money. And Halu now even forced to retreat here. That's not a lot of pressure out of the Aztecs that they've been getting, and this at home is also quite reckless. It seems like he's gone for a settler. He must have done that. Excuse me, what is it? And now he moves back with the worker. Ah, yeah, because Elk showed, of course. Yeah, really no road there, although would have been a bit hard to road anyways. Wonder how he's gonna go about this now that the Mayans started visiting. And so far, so I guess he's just confining his offensive endeavors to just sitting on the iron for now. That's what it is. Alk moves in with the warrior. Let's see if he can get onto the mine here. Both warriors just fortifying in unison there. That was quite neat. The Mayans struggling a bit with barbs here, although these friendly Inuit guys might be able to be farmed for work, as if you can delay killing them by a bit and maybe just get one javelin throughout, that could be a very worthwhile investment early. Having 3 barbs around, I would strongly encourage Elk to go for the javelin thrower here a little bit earlier than you would usually do it, although I'm not convinced that he's got the tech for that yet. So that might be the hindrance there in that regard. Celts really, despite them being in the middle of all the action, they are sort of in a corner with quite narrow pathways to potentially block off. So I don't think they're in that much trouble. Unlike Halu, wow, that was the craziest city plant that I've ever. Wow. He actually just planted it right in Elk's face. Had he double moved up there, Halu might have just died on the spot. That is crazy. And he apparently really not even having gotten con yet. I think Kismet could have well afforded to send a warrior out by now. Maybe that's a sort of a misplay here early on. Good idea. Meet at Aztecs. B34. What? B34. That's Egypt. Alright, bit confused. Not exactly sure what we're talking about here, but whatever. Looks like SDN about to plant on those horses too. Great land for the Aztecs, yep, but the same land for the Celts too, so that is pretty great, I would say. Is Aztecs J, all some very valuable information there. Let's see, does Elk? No, it doesn't look like he's oh nice, he's managed to conserve those 2 warriors though. Please get some javelins out. I would love to see that here. Elk really doesn't strike me as a Maya player. Let's see how he does it. Would love to see that again. Like that second city from Elk, from SDN rather. Second city on horses is pretty much the standard play for Egypt, though it's not ideal for corruption here. I feel like it is fine, because maybe not even that good. Maybe that hill plan would have actually been better than eroding the horses. But hey, con finally made here between Elk and Anti. That's great. they can stop that bleeding, those bleeding coffers of his. And look at this, Halu's actually just gone for that barracks in Tenochtitlan, then went for the settler, and oh boy. All right, decent RNG for SD and bails him out. But yeah, what I was gonna say, Halu went for barracks and then just a settler, and ever since then he's really not done much anymore. He's just got a bunch of veteran warriors sitting at home right now. Celts are definitely gonna get that iron before him, I would assume, because he's really, yeah, he's just behind on worker moves. So I'd imagine it's going to be a bit tough. I'm a bit underwhelmed by the early Jaguar war usage there for Halu. Would have liked to see him send out a couple to every player here. But maybe easier said than done, that is. Everybody with their second cities looking good now. Reaver even manages to get onto those mines. Not sure he's got a movement point left, I wouldn't imagine. Because in that case, I don't think Kia would have allowed him to move on to that so easily. Looks like Egypt now been spotted too, but I think they already knew that, Elk already in that land, as we said. So with that relatively quiet early game, I do think Team Anti gets the better of this first phase of the game. For sure, India working down there, probably also roading towards those horses eventually. That's what they would like to get in any case. Don't hate that play. Looks like, oh wow, oh no, never mind. Yeah, makes sense. Kismet just hitting into that with the warrior from the road, and now there we go. Anti with a bunch of warriors just gets the end of turn stack against the Jaguars. Interesting, both of them retreated. But why are they 2 HP? Wow, that's so weird. That was an end of turn. Oh wow, no, I guess if you retreat, you don't get a movement point spent, so you can still heal. Makes sense. Just felt weird in the moment. But there we go. That's iron acquired for the Celts. And this Aztec pig, a bit underwhelming to say the least so far. Let's see what he can get of this, what he can make of it now. As the Celts able to get that iron quicker than even the Romans, it appears. Although Rome really no reason to rush for that iron here immediately, I would say. They don't have a nearby enemy to just hard commit on. Let's check out coastal cities here, because this is a map where boating is definitely possible. I think Aztecs J, not sure. Well, I don't know either. Although I wouldn't really assume so. I didn't see Jack kill anybody, and those looked like two retreats to me. Although, well, no, we can't know if they've killed any guys before first, but I wouldn't really imagine. Not 100%. Yeah, so for coastal cities, we've got Egypt, Aztec, Celts, and that's all so far. In terms of boating place, maybe, or especially Jaguar or War Chariot boating can be deadly at times, and this map is made for boating too. There's a lot of different passageways, pretty much just 4 different island chains that you can follow. So, dream map for Scandinavia, of course, in that regard. Although they didn't end up getting picked here. Banned in the last phase, of course, and Halu still that's his trademark Halu gameplay. You can see with these unroaded tiles, but he's doing his due diligence now, getting those roads back up. Wonder what else they're gonna get out of that Aztec pick, though. I like Rome's position again in the corner here, being able to build up. We just have India on the other side paired with Celts and Maya, so I'm looking forward to some massive upgrades here. And even though they don't even need that kill, right? They've got the double aggri, they don't need the early kill, or they don't need the kill at all. It's more so their opponents who need one eventually. They are the ones that I think have the kill pressure off the bat here. Unless Egypt gets a big War Chariot stack or Rome gets a ton of legions before the Gallic upgrade comes through. I think Anti's sticking in a great spot right here. And he also reminding his team to take GA. Good call. Again, I do believe that GA has been generally underused here in this tourney so far, or just taken too late is what I mean. Underused sounds a bit weird in that regard. Third city for SDN. That is nice. I don't think he needs any more. Even he doesn't even have good city spots left. Maybe one over here if he really wants to. But on these three, I think he can just start stacking chariots now. That would be my recommendation there. And for India, well, get as many cities as you can while being completely safe. Just donate all that money straight to anti is what I feel. And oh boy, that is not what we like to see there. Looks like he didn't end up farming those barbs with his javelin. Instead, he made two. Look at this. He's got two workers here. He made two workers. He could have just made one javelin thrower instead and had maybe one or two workers for free with that. That would sound great, wouldn't it? Gets his third city now, so I like that. I have pretty decent cities too for the Mayans. It's just yeah, they'll take a bit. They'll take a while to really get off the ground here, because they're a pretty low pop everywhere right now, and they don't have that GA just yet. Still, these last remaining warriors we can see everywhere in opponent's land. Everybody still has pretty good idea of what their opponents are doing. At least Halu though managed to clear everything out at home, so he's now able. His next target won't necessarily be predictable for his enemies. And Anti apparently already preparing for that upgrade. That is crazy. Let's see how much gold he'll actually end up getting from India this early. Don't think it's going to be that much more than any other Sith so early on in the game. But we'll have to see about that as Reva with that archer getting a lot of kills apparently. He's eating a bunch of warriors, it seems. Now we're going to get a spam click duel between India and Rome. There, this archer, wherever it ends up going, probably doesn't have that many ways out. But looks like he's got a couple of kills, so decent value out of that one. Just like Elk last game. Oh, it just barely gets outsped, it seems like. Remember Elk last game also with the barracks archer opening. Also got a decent amount done with that. If you remember. Looks like Auntie's still busy collecting a bunch of gold, although he doesn't have that iron hooked just yet. Yeah, that's what I was saying. I don't imagine they've got a lot of gold just yet, but let's see how much Elk can donate. There we go, that's the upgrade, but Halu has vision of this. I hope he notices it and is potentially able to outrun this Gallic eventually. Doesn't look like it. He's within range of that Gallic. Maybe he's able to get away as we see. Wow, oh boy. There we go. STN now cleared out down there finally. Reaver, a bunch of gold left it seems. Wonder what type of upgrade they're talking about. Maybe Halu's contemplating a swordsman upgrade for himself. No settler out again just there. Maybe he's gonna try planting further towards the Celts. Gets through there with a Jaguar. Now that's what I like seeing, right? Pressuring multiple people, not just sticking to one guy there. I think, well, no, I don't disagree with him going for the Celts initially, of course, but now also bothering India a bit so they're not able to just gold pump for free. And there we go, that's the Galax. I just wonder why he didn't take the GA of this. Maybe he didn't want to waste the Galax there to bad RNG. But I think just taking that GA there would have been a good call, as he's now potentially just roading down to Halu and putting the onus on him to mount a defensive effort. Looks like there we go, GA taken by the Celts, now also hitting the Jaguars there, and he's just getting every kill right now, looks like. And this is big momentum swing here in the center of the map. Anti really taking the edge in this 1v1 right now, and there's no more pressure on him Looks like Halu did get a couple of upgrades done. Wonder if it's going to be enough to deal with the first couple of Galaxies that are going to be coming out, although I don't believe that Anti will just straight up launch them at the Aztecs right now. Size 1 Delhi, so it looks like they're going to go for that third city, probably on the horses if I had to guess. As the turn ends, looks like Halu's still looking for a move around into Bombay, but warriors are ready everywhere. Goes for the tile improvement, doesn't get that one either. So it's really not going Halu's way so far, is what we can see. Alk also freely building up in the meantime. I don't think he can afford to get that many cities though, because with Egypt also freely building up war chariots north, you don't really want to just you don't want to expand is what I'm saying. Damn, Celt is J here really. Julius, let's check Halu out maybe. What does he have at home? He's got a decent upgrade there, so if Auntie isn't careful with his stack, he could very well get crushed by that swordsman upgrade from Halu. It's probably what he's hoping for. Getting one unit on there, good choice, I would say. At least, and he knows that the upgrade has come through now. And we'll see. I don't think Anti necessarily needs to do anything here. Even ignoring the fact that he doesn't really need a kill at all. Even if he, yeah, but even if he wants to get a kill, I don't think he needs to really do everything right now. He's gonna get a lot more gold as the game progresses from India, presumably, who are actually taking my advice and taking the hill city instead of the horse one. I like to see that. Asking for even more gold. Maybe. Ah, there we go. GA also taken by SDN up here. 3 city GA with Egypt. Now, this is he is the Sith that I would be the most worried about within the next 10 to 15 turns, because he's gonna really start getting 2 war chariots per turn. That turns into a massive stack quickly, threatening to any of his neighbors there. So if I'm Team Anti, that's the guy I'm most concerned about for the time being. As looks like skirmishes start breaking out here. I don't think that's the greatest trades for Halu to take, but looks like he at least got one to retreat here. Galaxy just in general more mobile, as we see SDN move in with a few watchers. What I really like about what he's doing here is, hold that thought. What I like is that he's sending the first couple of war chariots out, getting his J, and most importantly, clearing out the enemy vision. He's seeing what kind of routes can I take to attack them, and where do they have sentries? Where can I catch them off guard potentially? Where does he have well, his mountains, his hills? So that's a good job here by SDN and making sure to find the best possible route to attack the enemy from later on. Gets another warrior taken out there, and that's what I like to see from them. No con readers. I wonder what he's on about. Maybe just trying to protect all his units here. Scared of a potential double move there. Or maybe just in general doesn't want to talk end of turn. Aggressive forward plant by the Celts. He gets the fresh water here, of course. Not to be disregarded. Uh, we'll see if he's able to pressure Halu here soon. A third city within the J is fine. This point, maybe just spam archers and try to slowly roll over these Aztecs here. All 3 of them is RGA, he says. Well, I'm not 100% sure Halu is, but I assume that is true. And for Rome, he just took it, so that's accurate as well. Yeah, Ulk really, he should have taken that earlier, and now he doesn't have an easy way to get it as well. That's a problematic. India just didn't get those horses earlier, so yeah, maybe he should have colonied those at some point, because that he's actually very right about that. Maybe the fact that all 3 of Team Halu have GA already, that's gonna masquerade the fact that it's 2 agris versus 0. 3 versus 1, I think. Well, that's the thing. So far, Esden is just dipping his toes in the water. He's not necessarily committing to anyone just now. Anti feeling way more pressure and stress than he necessarily needs to, I believe. Because it's really going well for his team so far, despite 2 of these guys not having GA yet. There we go, javelin throw finally for Elk 2 as we see Thebes catch fire again. All right. Hmm. Map was favorable. I'm just responding to chat now, so ignore that awkward 10-minute delay, but I agree that the map in general was a bit favorable to Halu, but the compositions make it tough, really. He's responding with a forward plant of his own here at Lake Texcoco. I like those cities. If those cities both connect these two freshwater lakes, so if anybody gets their coastal city there, they can start channeling ships throughout both these lakes. That would look very funny to me for both sides again. Still no pressure on the Celts here, and that's definitely concerning alongside India, right? Because usually the Celt upgrades, as we saw from Tower last game, he played a very standard Celt game, had badish land, I would say, but he had iron, easy iron. So he got a nice Galaxy, but not one that was able to threaten a kill on a decent player 1v1. So So with the Indians here, I assume the Celts are gonna get massive, especially since there's actually no pressure on them, and they have good land this time around. Whew. Give me go for a kiss. Need 15. What is he saying here? Yeah, we'll figure that out at some point. Again, I think the most worrisome is the Egyptians right now. I would say swordsman upgrade down for the Mayans is interesting. That'll help them defend here. And what is going on? Why is everybody permanently burning their capital here? Both Elke and Halu. I wonder what's going on with that. Maybe that's GA. No, it's not GA's ending for neither of them, I don't think. Maybe for Halu. Nah, that couldn't really be either. I wonder. Looks like everybody is scrambling for any gold they can get right now. I wonder why that warrior here by Alp wasn't cleared out yet. Maybe SDN just doesn't prioritize it. But looks like he could do that quite easily at any point. And I wonder what SDN's target is going to be. He's probably going to try and 2v1 somebody with Halu. And the issue is that there's really no great target because whoever you end up attacking, Celts or Mayans, the other one is just going to get scarier and scarier. No making done still by Team Halu. That is surprising, although they don't really have. Well, no, I think that actually is surprising. Quite late into the game, turn 30 or whatever we have right now, 35, something like that. And he getting cat, getting taking care of a couple of war chariots. That's it. Oh boy, I guess you can barely tell that it's getting late for me, can ya? All right. It's not all over for Team Halu. I like how SDN and Reaver are getting into this game. Kia really not going to be able to get a lot done here by himself. I think he's going to sooner or later just get crushed by Rome if this continues as is. But he's providing a lot of value nonetheless to Anti, I would assume. Let's check in with everybody's army sizes here for a second. Okay, War Chariot spam I really hasn't happened. I wonder what's keeping SDN from doing that. Maybe he just now is getting barracks everywhere. India with 2 war elephants. I want a CGA from them as soon as possible. Bunch of warriors ready for the Celts. Mayans just with enough units to defend here, I'd assume. And the Aztecs, after their initial swordsman upgrade, nothing new came through. Out come the war elephants though. Where is he gonna get that GA, I wonder? As his sentries start getting cleared out from every point. Yeah, I wonder where he's gonna get that. Maybe he's just walking over to Anti for him to give him that GA. Wouldn't hate that because really you can't expect your opponents to give it to you at this level of play. 2 javelins out here as well. Yeah, as I said before, it's very difficult for Elk to get AGA here. I'm definitely surprised about the lack of boating in this one though. In the last map with a way lower average level of skill by the players, we saw tons of boats being made at every corner. But this one a very different map though. However, it's still pretty easy to boat folks with, I would say. So I'm surprised that nobody's really going for any, at least not early on. And he asking for math too. Wonder why he'd need that. Don't really think it's a catapult game. Maybe I'm overlooking something. Mines without a math is interesting though. That's a good question. And there we go. GA for Kismet Neptune. Now he's really gonna start taking off now. GA on 3 cities, that's gonna be massive gold. I don't think you can quite gauge how much it is if you haven't played the Indians yet on my patch. But they're really just cash cows here. We are in total war. Need you. Yeah, Elk and Reaver so far really not getting involved, but they can't remain idle, and I feel like Reaver is just scarier than Elk right now. He's really not got much of anything. Uh, he's just not gotten it yet, and again, I feared that he might have been overexpanding here, but the Egyptians have been in GA for about 10 turns now, and they haven't started stacking their UUs, so that is quite concerning to me. He started now, I guess, so we'll see how many he gets. I guess 2 per turn is what we should expect. He's got 5 now. Let's check in a second, see where he's gonna be at. That's, yeah, there we go. And Chichen Itza again on fire. I can't believe that, although for Egg it's really late at night. That is excusable. And as I said, 2 per turn chariots now for SDN. He started a bit late with that. So now the Celts are equally as scary, I would say. Still, the question remains, has Elk overexpanded? Is he gonna keep overexpanding? And does he have enough units to deal with a stack from Egypt that could arrive 10 turns or so from now when their GA ends? Coastal. Everybody is coastal. That's a surprise. I wonder why they still don't have maps. That's very confusing. Did they? Well, they used a lot of gold for the Aztec upgrade and for Rome as well, I believe. So maybe they've just been. He's playing risky for a turn. Well, that is interesting too. Guess he's just emptying his coastals, is what he's saying. But nobody's really got boats going on right now. At least no galleys, I don't think. Nope, no, wow, that's 10 legions already. Pretty good. They are quite expensive after all. No galleys there. Wonder what Reaver is doing at home that makes it so risky. Gets that stack moving forward and clears out the vision. So the Indians, yeah, Kismet doesn't quite know how many units there are. He probably just saw that it's quite the sizable stack and decent army composition as well. The road keeps extending here, and Rome being industrious and MPT makes it very quick to road down there. Let's see if he can take those Indians out. I don't think he can yet, but this deck is so terrifying, and without any catapults there, maybe it is just too much for Kismet to handle. If he ever gets onto an Indian road, it's going to be difficult to defend. At least Kismet got the warning in advance, and he's now gonna have some time to muster some defenses. At least he's got some spearmen. He's gonna need a ton of archers though, I believe. And catapults now, in hindsight, really would have been a good idea, I think. I guess both teams really still taking a slower approach towards map making here. Uh, Felt like it got done way quicker last game. An interesting city plan from Anti here. Commodonum. I would have liked the city here, so you have the extra boating threat on the Aztecs. But whatever, he's made another one over there towards the Indians, maybe as anticipating that he might need to retake a city in the east at some point. This is gonna be interesting. It looks like of all people, the corner Romans are gonna be the first ones to really start hammering a stack down their opponent's throat. And more gold accumulated here by Celts. That's so funny. That's all I ever read from him in chat. Bad cherry but red and not GA. Ah, the retreat. Yeah, he didn't get the GA due to the retreat. That is unfortunate for him, but that's kind of just how these things work. He might be able to get it off the warrior on the mountain. And again, why is everybody's cities burning? Oh no, well, I guess it's just always Elk, SDN. These guys are in Europe. That's fair enough. And the Kismic too. These guys are in Europe and it's super late there, so I'm not blaming them. Need map this turn. I guess it would be a good idea for Rome to get maps of India, so he at least knows where the tile improvements are, but I don't think Halu has got a lot of vision over there either. He never really got deep into their land with his jacks, I don't think. Elk now even moving out. I think Elk is very weak at home here, and that is definitely punishable. Although SDN hasn't moved out with anything yet, so he can't do anything just now. As in goes Reaver. What does Kismic have to respond to this? Barb camps at this point in the game are also quite massive. Each barb camp taken is pretty much a swordsman upgrade. So good job by Team Halu, keeping units around out on the map to always pick those up when possible. Looks like some goody huts are even untouched still. But yeah, no boats out for Rome. That is, if he just had a Kura in every direction, he could play way more aggressively. I think that would have been a worthwhile investment at this point. Antium being size 3, he definitely could have gotten 2 Kuras out there already. And just with 2 of them, you'd be pretty safe from any boating, so you could really get all those archers and legions to the front lines. Wonder if he's gonna end up doing that at some point. For now, though, he's got the pressure on India. Elk next turn map. Although he was told to turn off the tech, apparently didn't end up doing that. Let's compare Celts and Aztecs again. It's not a ton that Halu's got, I think. We see Anti really outproducing here with what he's got. It's not due to land, because everybody's got the same here. Or the two of them got the same, I should say. But hey, he's not moving out yet, so it's not like... Although we could see combat ensue there very quickly, if anybody wanted to initiate some. Oh, Reaver, maybe he got a stack lag, but at the start of turn he ends up moving the stack in. That is interesting. Maybe he just wanted to make sure he got onto that tile before it got cut off. Wanted to cross that river. Stack glitched, yeah. Alright, so that's what he's saying. We've had that before today, with Abby's stack move taking a lot of time, apparently. And SDN now getting his stack out to try and take initiative against Elk stack. And that is a good choice. I think he's going to be able to eliminate all the GA units here. Oh, I think he lost one, though. It does appear like he did lose one. That should be GA for Maya, because that one javelin thrower was at 1 HP for quite a while. So I would assume that was most likely... Yeah, and we also have the slave worker. So almost positive that is GA for Mayan. So worthwhile endeavor for for Elk, definitely. And he's also killing a lot of war chariots there, I think, in this exchange. So overall, he's not gonna be too angry with that. Yeah, poor Reaver not getting the end of turn stack move off there is unfortunate. But we've got this spearman stack. I wonder why he's got that many spearmen. Really. I guess archers aren't that effective against legions, and we're in a 7-player game anyway, so maybe that is smart. So we see 6 Gallics. Oh yeah, just outside here. So we get another city burn. Let's see who ends up winning these trades here. Looks like STN is still killing a few guys off there. And we've got the first guy reach 100 score, and it's Elk. The score lead isn't massive, I don't think, for his team, but... Although, no, it should be. It should be. We have 86 there for the Aztecs. Although we have 82 in the Indians, actually. Never mind. I'll do the score math real quick, although I'm pretty tired. Let's see if I can pull it off. 4 advantage for Team Halu. 6 advantage for Team Halu. Yeah, I think they're up 2 score even, Team Halu. So they're holding on pretty well. Their GAs are gonna run out considerably sooner, though, so that'll be interesting. And just, I like that, it's probably not going to do much, but just as Reaver said that 6 Gallics were headed his way, SDN responds with that galley and tries to put more pressure on the Celts. He's really good in these tourney games, performing better than his elo would indicate, as far as I'm concerned. So, yeah, I like to see him getting involved. I like to see him get involved here, although it's, again, probably not going to do a whole lot. Let's check Reaver out, though. What's he going to do with his Legion stack here? I don't think he's going to trade into this stack, or that would just be suicide. Oh, although apparently that is exactly what he's doing. Yeah. Wow, he actually did end up going for it. It looks like he's got a lot of kills, but he's got a lot of hurt legions now as well. Let's see, does he go for this one? Ah, reinforcements coming in for Kismek now. He's lost a ton of spearmen there, but he's getting yet more of them out. Nice try by Reba. He didn't get the tile before the turn ended. I think he lost barely any legions here. He's lost a ton of archers, I assume. But there we go. I think he's going to end up getting this one. Does he get a military leader too? Doesn't look like it. Oh, it'll be crucial for him to hold on to this road. And it looks like he's got that done. Doesn't look like any military leaders in suit. So that's the most important thing for Kismek. I think he's traded very well here, Reba. It looks like he's got a ton of kills with minimal losses. He's got a lot of hurt legions though, so he's gonna need to bring more units if he actually wants to kill somebody off. Oh, he said it was bad RNG. I don't really believe it, but maybe he's talking about a combat afterwards here. He's gotten that road, so that is big. And I wonder how much there's left in Bombay. Maybe we can somewhere so at some point during the next turn investigate Bombay and see what's in there. 6 cities now for Elk. He's getting massive, but he's really expanding a lot, considering the fact that he's up against Egypt. As we see legions reinforcing that road. Alesia on fire. You hate to see it everywhere on the map, people getting a bit sloppy. We'll see if it'll come to cost them. Looks like Kismek is trying to search his luck on the offensive. Trying to take this road back desperately is what I assume he's doing, but don't think he's got a lot going for him there. And good thing for Reva that he's really not getting pressured at all. Had he gotten a couple of Kuras out earlier, he could have committed a bit harder for India there. That would have possibly given him the edge he needed there. But he's not going to be mad with how things stand right now. Let me investigate Bombay so we get a better sense of how big the threat really is. Okay. Looking at this, I think if Reaver really uses all of his legions that he's got there, if he goes all in with all 3 of these stacks, he might have a chance, and he does. He gets that kill, finally gets, well, I'm looking for a word that I somehow can't grasp right now. Finally decides to go through with it, is rewarded for his courage, and he's taken Bombay. He's got a lot of units that he can now heal up again. So that is big for him. Let's see what the Celts' response is. That could be a defining moment here. Well played by Reaver getting that kill. Telling everybody to check mutes. And they of course don't need to mute me, but yeah, just making sure everybody knows in case. However, the next couple of turns are going to be very interesting here. It looks like Ante is really trying to get this retake to happen. He's got a massive archer stack too. I wonder if that's going to be enough to take the city. And oh my lord, with the 1 legion apparently. I checked for the great leader earlier, but that is massive. A legion army is just deadly. A 3-3-2 unit. That is incredible. It's not going to do a whole lot in a city defense scenario, I'm afraid, but it's incredibly powerful on offense. That is just brutal. However, he's not going to get enough time to use it offensively. However, this kill is very fruitful. If nothing else, then it is a big score boost for them. I want to see everybody get involved now. We know that Anti's moved out. I don't think Reaver has made it vehemently clear to his team that the Celts are really sending a shit ton at him. I want him to urge on his team to try and pressure the Celts now, so they can't just do whatever they please. Yeah, he's also saying he's trying to get a boat to the Celt backline. We need some pressure on the Celts here, I think, if Team Halu wants to have a chance of holding on Rome on fire too, but I guess he was distracted on offense here. I can get that. Looks like the Gallics were actually removed here, and they're moving back home. I wonder what his thought process is right now. He's trying for a boat play first of all. Let's see if it goes through. Well, I guess he's not doing it immediately. Uh, huh. I wonder. We see a lot of galleys all around the map now as Rome gets another archer killed. We see it's not the army one. So yeah, there we go. Finally, and he steps onto the mountain. He now sees the Roman army. That is bad news for him. Galley was spotted by Egypt too. I like that though. SDN taking some free score and about to settle these islands. That is big. And oh boy, is Halu gonna do it again? Is he gonna win another game of no aggressives versus multiple ones? It's not looking terrible for him right now. The Celts are still super scary, and the Mayans are big, although they are elk and he's tired. And he doesn't have a lot right now. He's still on 6 cities in Maya, so he's potentially going to be able to build up a ton. Kill Aztecs with me. Alright, so that is the plan right now. Maybe going for the Aztecs. I think Aztecs should be way easier to kill than Romans here, even though they've got that city taken. But the issue is that even if you kill the Aztecs, I think the Romans at that point are very scary again, and Romans and Egypt together are a deadly combo. It's looking tough right now for Anti, because these three enemy civs, despite not being great score pumpers, they are amazing at killing people. Right? They've got great tools to kill people with. The Aztecs maybe least of all, so taking them out first might not be the most the best choice if your goal is to live, to say the least. And it looks like Anti, after spotting that army, is actually just going back home. He feels like he doesn't want to commit his stack fully onto that city. He unloads a couple of Gallics. Let's check out if he can do anything against SDN here. He gets a pillage off at least. That's pretty nice work by him. Looks like his Gallics start getting cleared out by these war chariots now. Let's see how his RNG goes. Wow, he gets another kill there. But it's not enough 3 versus. Well, he's very confident he's going to be able to hold on there. And interestingly, he moves that army out before it even heals full. That is a pretty. I think it's a really good call. It heals way quicker in the city, but you don't really need a full HP army if you just to threaten a lot of tiles. So good call, I assume. Um, I wonder how they're gonna be playing that. SDN keeps moving those warriors forward. I assume he wants to get 2 cities out on this island chain. We're gonna see a lot more galleys now. And that's what we often see in a 3v2 scenario. Once you know that you're outnumbering the enemy, people start pressuring them with everything they have to make it as annoying as possible for the outnumbered team, and they start just spamming shit at them from all angles so they get distracted and can't fully focus on offense. It's exactly what we see here as well. 4 or 5 turns, they are preparing for the hit on Aztecs apparently. Um, oh, Halu apparently with the mutes not fully fixed. That is unfortunate. Eye on Egypt. Brr. Well, he did. Hmm. Yeah, interesting. Let's see what they end up figuring out there. What their plan moving forward is gonna be. Mayan moving in with a galley, unloading a few spearmen on Aztec. Well, that is just hilarious. Dropping the double spearmen on the Aztecs. That is great. I can't lie. I love that. Galley's out for SDN as well, but I think they're just primarily defensively, if I had to guess. 2 galleys on Calcap. Yeah, I wonder how that's gonna go. Hmm. I'm surprised that he's going that hard for offense after the Celts retreated with their stack. I wonder. We'll see. Halu is stronger, he's saying. Is he stronger? I'm not sure. I think. I guess both of them are way more killable than Rome is. Does Egypt have swords? Let me check. Maybe he's talking about Rome. No, no swords for Egypt, but that's not necessary, of course. He just, SDN never really got to building a. Oh no, never mind. He does have swords. What am I saying? Didn't he just upgrade them? Oh, the Iron Colony is probably what Andy was referring to. Huh. So SDN definitely isn't that scary. I think they are overestimating him a lot, but I guess they don't have they wouldn't have a way of knowing that. So galleys for Halu then. All right, so I guess that is the play, just boating over a couple of Mayans and hope that it's going to be enough alongside the Celts. But it's actually Team Halu that's turning up the pressure right now. He gets a stack forward. The Temple and Texcoco as well. Allowed him to win the culture war there. Galley, Barbarian Galley's also messing with people a bit here. Alright, how are people gonna play this? We've got Halu pressuring from his south, SDN settling the islands now, and he's potentially gonna be able to join in with a couple of boats. Then we've got Rome, of course, pressuring from the east. How are they gonna be able to threaten Anti? Because they are clearly looking for a kill here, but maybe if they overcommit here, Anti's gonna be able to clean up the board and be able to turn it around for his team. Looks like that Legion army is about to heal up fully next turn. I'm looking forward to seeing what he can do with that. If Reaver had a bit better sentries, he could really move the tons of legions that he's got in the city out. Though maybe those are the legions that I'm talking about. I think he's already comfortable moving out here, so probably he is fully committing to pressure at this point. Doesn't look like SDN is too concerned with joining in. I feel like if both Riva and Halu are moving forward as aggressively as they are, it would be nice for SDN to send at least a bit to join in with. However, he might just feel scared of Mayans too. Do the Mayans have forces hooked? No, they don't. So if you know that the Mayans don't have forces, you could at least send a couple of boats out, because the Mayans can't surprise you out of nowhere. They don't have that two-mover threat. So maybe SDN can get an idea, or can come up with any idea to help with. Looks like Rome starting to unload a couple of legions there on Andromont. And another city burning here. It's getting stressful for Anti, it seems. He's still cleaning out a couple of guys. And looks like River's about to take that mountain. Can he get onto it? Reinforcement comes in from Anti. Good job. Nice. He gets the Galagon there. That was important for him to hold on to that mountain. Great strategic position to threaten the adjacent tiles from. And he's reinforced. That was well done for him. But yeah, he's feeling the pressure. You can tell the army now also starting to move around. A 3-3-2 unit in MPT is just massive. And it having 15 HP is probably not making it any better for Anti. At least Alk's holding up his end of the bargain, and he's landed a couple of units on the Aztecs. It looks like Halu has been prompted to retreat his stack, so good job, Elk. He's pressuring a bit. Oh, maybe, alright, maybe it wasn't so much the Elk landing as this massive archer stack here. We'll see. The pressure is real now, though, as he's really committed all of his archers to the front line. Maybe Rome can truly get something done here. Gotta really pay attention now. Is SDN... I wish he got involved a bit, because it looks like Anti's really budgeting with his troops here on all fronts, and every additional unit that you could get onto him might be the one tipping the scales in his favor, I believe. I would like to see a bit more commitment there from Egypt. I know they don't have the ton, but could still get some valuable damage done there, I feel. Is Anti gonna start moving forward now? Or is he just gonna parade his units out along the enemy borders a bit longer? That's the question everybody's wondering about. He's even starting to road over to Egypt. He's planning his future moves. Looks like he's moved in now. There we go. Halu hitting into it a bit. Wow, that is interesting. Oh my lord. Alright, yeah, that just looked weird for a second. 20 turns left in this one. The time flew by quicker than expected. And it's getting interesting. Team Anti definitely needing a kill here, and they can't wait all that long. But he's just been beaten back decisively. I don't think it was cost efficient for Halu to do that, but he definitely, even if he dies here, I think that was actually quite the smart move. Because even if he dies here, he's taken out a lot of Celts already, and with that damage done, it's making it considerably harder for Anti to both stay alive and kill more players at the same time. He's feeling bad about this, you can tell. Yeah, maybe Anti's concern early on was... maybe his concern was justified early on. I feel like he was in a great spot, but he was right. His team might have needed GA a bit earlier there. You can see him in real time here, contemplating his strategy. I still think a kill on Aztec is realistic. They must have lost a ton on this. Oh no, never mind. Wow. Halu is absolutely massive in this one. He's still got a 30 stack running around. There's no way he's dying to this one. Oh boy, it's looking great for Team Halu actually. Are they about to even the series here? Or is Team Anti gonna find some way of teasing out some kill here? It looks like he just went for the stack attack onto Texcoco. But I don't see how that's gonna work out in any way, shape, or form. I feel like that's just the GG call from them. I don't see how they could get a kill here. And as I said, I don't see Elk as the most threatening Mayan player. Halu, despite not doing a lot with these Aztecs early, he's now in a great spot there. And yeah, maybe they just needed to get more out of their India pick too. But it looked like I was so excited for India to be finally paired with Celts, but maybe I'm just getting proven wrong here. Maybe it's actually because that is exactly what Rapdag and I were theorizing. Or what Rapdag and I were theorizing about in the podcast too, I believe. That is, that if you pair India with two big upgrader massive builder civs, that could be great. Looks like it's not that great, not as great as we imagined. India apparently maybe just too easy to take out. Might have been a misplay too. Who knows? No con, he says. Maybe he's gonna move in with that army here in a second. Let's see if he can end up scoring another kill here before time runs out. It looks like his team's already contemplating GGing here any second. Elk, yeah, he's got 7 cities, but he's really not equipped with a huge army here. Sadly for him. I do believe we're gonna see the serious equalizer here in just a second. And Team Halu here, time and time again, is showing up these agri enthusiasts. He's really the anti-agri man here. Reaper probably gonna move in with that army if I had to guess. What's he gonna focus on Wakes all these legions? Where is he gonna go? He doesn't really have obvious roads to cut here. Comes in possibly looking at Alesia as his target. Oh, maybe he's just going for the mountain. Who knows? I wonder. Alright, ends up just pillaging and finally seizes the mountain. He's playing this one slowly. I don't think Anti's gonna put up with that much longer. Decent play here by River. He's playing it slow, he's joking, he's taking tile after tile. That is just solid gameplay there, and we see Elk also. He got a pillage off apparently, or maybe Anti just never roaded that, or Halu just never roaded that city. I wouldn't put it past him. In any case, he's been cleared out too, so yeah, he's just fully committing for Egypt, I believe, but that's not looking too promising at this point. Very solid Rome gameplay. We had, oh, who was it that played Rome great the other day? Was it Elk? No, it was Towel. Towel had a great Rome game the other day, and we've got another one here from the same team. So, yeah, I love to see that. Great to see that. I love to see the Rome pay off way better in this tournament than the previous run. Why they are so much better than Celts, I've got no clue. But they're doing a great job here. Of course, they're getting picked way later in the draft usually than the Celts, but um, eh. SDN finally moving out, getting involved. I believe as soon as those warriors, war chariots come on over, they're probably gonna go for the hit. What another city planted for Rome just to make absolutely sure that they're not gonna lose this on score at any point. Roman army also not close to getting taken out here at any point. Need more walls, I guess, for the Celts, although they already have walls in all cities pretty much. Besides the size 7 ones, of course. I guess Al's just gonna all in with what he's got. And that's gonna be that. Very positively surprising game here. They do have the better players on the map here. They have the higher draft picks, I should say, on the map here. Team Halu. So maybe that's what's showing right here. And they're just taking a victory that they're supposed to take. But it just feels like Anti seems the favorite in every game they enter. And with this draft too, I feel like many were prompted to maybe a little bit prematurely favor or hand them the victory. Hey, there we go. Reva even able to get onto the road now, cutting the road to Camaldunum. Oh wow, he's even getting trades like this now. Gallic not killing there. Oh boy, and now he outspeeds. It's a rough look for Anti right now. Nice attempt there, I gotta say, but just didn't pay off. He's looking for some desperation kills, I guess, with that Galley. Maybe Astian gonna be a bit reckless at home at this point, so I'm not saying it can't work, but I wouldn't bet on it. Elk stack now finally moved in. I wonder how SDN's gonna respond. He's got his Watcher is stack in a bit of a weird limbo here. He's not gonna be able to hit Celts in time before he's getting hit by Mayans, and he's also not. He should be able to get them into either of these cities if he needed to, if he ended up getting attacked seriously. So I guess at this point the correct play would be to retreat with them and use them to bolster your city defenses. I still wonder if it's going to be enough though. Maybe SDN overplaying his hand here a bit and doing what I told him to do, following my advice and going on the offense. Maybe that was actually a misplay here. We'll see if he ends up falling here at some point. Because Elk, he doesn't have a ton of units, but it's still more than whatever SDN's got there. Look at this army, dude. Oh, it's full HP. I thought it lost some HP. Apparently it didn't. There we go. End of turn. Looks like he's taking another road here, although, and he's reinforcing nicely. Now, check Elk out. SDN hasn't moved that war chariot stack. I think he's very weak at home, actually. How's Elk gonna play that? Is he just gonna straight hit into the walled city across the river? I assume he's just taking the road for now. Gets it without much resistance, so good for him. And that's another turn of life for SDN. He now moves back with the war chariots. Could have gotten there a turn earlier, but it doesn't look like it's gonna end up mattering. And Rome really just not opening themselves up to Anti at all. Poor guy, really stuck with the back against the wall. Poor Auntie. Maybe Alex gonna come in as the savior here. Who knows? He is big on these Mayans. He's just not supposed to be able to do much here anymore. Even the temple in that captured city, that is hilarious. Alright. Even another settler there for SDN. I don't even think playing that hard for score is that great an idea anymore at this point in the game, but maybe it is. Looks like they are going to full commit for Luck Dunham here, if I'm reading that chat correctly. In goes the army, there we go, end of turn. All those stag moves. And yeah, there's not going to be any reinforcements. Even at the catapult, decent move there. It's only one though, so that's not that reliable at taking down walls. Yeah, let's check that one out. How are they gonna do that? The army taking a lot of damage. It looks like he maybe is hitting a couple of times with the army first. And there we go. The two defenders are already dead in that city, so he's taking damage now. And there he goes. Taken out by Rome in the end. That's a double kill for Reaver. We can see if Alk wants to play on. But if not, then not. Double kill for Reaver's Romans here. Love to see it. Kill for Rome in the last game as well. So really, that's the Civ to pick right now. It seems Rome really doing damage in every game. We'll see if Alk wants to reload this one. If he does, it's going to be a bit difficult. It looks like he's just GG'd though. And I agree with that decision. Not a realistic comeback. So there we go. Congrats in game 11 of the tournament. Halu pick up their third win, evening the series against Anti at 2-2. So that's going to be a decisive game for that series at some point here soon. Not today anymore, though. I definitely got to head to bed now. It's 2:15 a.m. Well, thanks especially for the European guys to showing up for this one. Thanks for the viewers too. And the turn is likely going to be continuing in 2 days if I had to guess. Maybe some more homegang tomorrow. But we'll see about that. Thanks everybody for coming out. We're going to get our first game 5 of the tournament in this series. So be excited for that one. I'll catch you guys later then. Thanks for sticking around again.